Okay, let's try this. Automation is in early access. Hasn't been extensively tested. It's been at work for a really long time. Right. Okay, tutorials is just videos. The actual in-game stuff is here. Those are for generating have engine and car scenarios. These are the real tutorials. Should be able to get through a bunch of these. First group of engine tutorial scenarios, how to make an engine run when facing various engine warnings, pre-built engines, specific quick to resolve issues, requires an engine be built freely from scratch without having any engine warnings. Should be easy enough. One of the most common problems encountered is premature air-fuel mixture detonation in the combustion chamber. This harmful effect is called knocking. The most direct way to counter it is to lower the engine's compression, retarding the ignition timing, using a richer fuel mixture, a more aggressive cam profile, and many other options can also affect the effective octane rating and hence get rid of the engine knocking. Whenever the required octane rating is higher than that of the selected fuel type, the engine will knock, so you don't want your octane to be too high. The game warns you of knocking whenever it occurs. This should just be a matter of the engine failed due to knock, try lowering compression and ignition timing. Let's see, here's compression. And ignition timing isn't even available to us. Everything is grayed out. So that is a tutorial. 11. Finished. Got it into the green. I don't think I reached 0. RPM stress. Engine internals, pistons, conrods, and crank exposed to a lot of stress during engine operation, sometimes too much stress. The higher the RPM limiter is set, the stronger the forces on each individual component will be. Various components have different levels of stress tolerance, influenced by their design and quality, but also by size and weight. This in turn depends mostly on engine bore and stroke. The game warns you about high levels of stress on the internals whenever it occurs. Get rid of the bottom end component stress by choosing stronger bottom end components to lower the RPM limiter. Then lower the RPM limiter to further reduce stress. And these being tutorial, it's going to do the same thing and lock anything it doesn't want me to touch. Wow. Okay. Improve the crank and conrods. Not the pistons. Oh, it does say improve the pistons. Not enough, huh? Oh, that's almost got it. Oh. Okay. Now I just have to go to the Lower the RPM limit. Here it is. And just hit this to cycle through them. Lower that. Ta-da! This one still isn't fully green. Okay. I guess I'm gonna just go through all of these. The valve train actuates valves which let the engine breathe during the combustion cycle. Valve float is a phenomenon which occurs when the engine speed is so high that the valves can no longer keep up with the motion they're supposed to perform. Mild valve float is not harmful and only causes a drop in power at the highest engine speeds. Among other things, this leads to the characteristic shape of a peaking power curve. On the other hand, severe valve float can destroy an engine when the valves hit the pistons. Valve train designs with less valve train mass and more valves per cylinder help increase the RPMs an engine can achieve before valve float occurs. Smaller bore will also make the valves smaller and thus lighter, reducing the potential for valve float. The game warns you about severe valve float whenever it occurs. Okay. So you want me to do this? That's not enough. Hmm. This is... I had set that for horsepower. I guess they're giving me kilowatts in the in this. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Nope, not enough. Let's see, that actually makes it worse. Both of these say reduce the RPM limit or improve the conrods. That's another thing. Improving the conrods won't happen. Oh. Why have you got the RPM limit all the way up at 12,000? Wow. This here says 7,000. Gotta bring it down at least to that. Now, what do we got? Engine performance index more than 140. Where will we find that number? Here. Okay, the performance index is 136 right now. That does not get changed by this. Okay. What else can I change? There. Can't see what it is, but it's good enough. The engine internals, pistons, conrods, and crank are exposed to a lot of torque-induced stress during engine operation. Sometimes too much stress. The pressure exerted on the pistons, conrods, and crank scale with the cylinder capacity, general engine efficiency, and boost when using forced induction. Various components have different levels of torque-induced stress tolerance, which is influenced by their design and quality. Pistons and conrods have different designs. Some are more adapted for low torque, high RPM use, while others are high torque, low RPM designs. The game warns you about high levels of torque induced stress on the internals whenever it occurs. Task: choose appropriate designs for the engine internals without going for the fancy forged components. Use RPM limiter setting to avoid RPM stress issues. No special manufacturing requirements. Engine no warnings during testing. Look at how bad this is. Okay. Don't go for the fancy stuff. Let's see. Right. As soon as I use... Okay, that one I can use. But not the forged. Any of the forged stuff requires a forge. Can go to heavy duty cast then. Yep. But not to the forged. Okay. And now... This is back in 1967. That's way too low. What else have we got? Nothing. Okay, that fixes the valve float, but it messes up the crank. Okay, if I lower this, I've got torque problems. If I raise it, I have more severe RPM issues. That should be easier to fix. And I'm not allowed to edit other things. Okay, now these are coming in line. I can't get them down low enough. Using stronger pistons and conrods, lower engine output. It's my engine. Okay. Ah, got it. There you are. Everything's green. The air-to-fuel ratio determines how much fuel is added to and mixed with the air sucked or forced into an engine. A richer mixture means more fuel per unit of air is added, while a leaner mixture represents the opposite. When the mixture is set too rich, it will be difficult to ignite and the engine will run poorly. The various fuel systems have different tolerances for how rich a mixture can be before ignition becomes an issue. This threshold is listed as max AFR. That would be air fuel ratio. In the fuel mixture setting, leaner fuel mixtures burn hotter, causing the engine to start knocking earlier. Aha! Don't go too lean. Richer fuel mixtures burn cooler, reducing the potential for engine knock and thus lowering octane requirements. It also uses more fuel. The game warns you about the engine running too rich whenever that's the case. Lean out the air-to-fuel ratio and fix the ensuing knock by lowering compression, ignition timing, or a mix of both. Okay. Engine is running too rich, reducing engine performance. Engine no warnings during testing. Ah, wow. Yeah, let's go with 13 maybe. Now we gotta fix the knock. And that's that. A6 blank slate. Now that all kinds of serious flaws with an engine design have been illustrated on finished engine designs, it's time to make an engine from scratch without any of these flaws. Make any engine you want, but make it run without any engine warnings and without the need for fancy engine components. Well then. V12. No special manufacturing requirements. That means... Yep, nope, those are still available. Okay. We'll figure those out in a bit. Just skip over all these things for now. I'm not going to put a turbocharger on it. Okay, this is feeding that side and that is feeding that side. But they're all connected to this. Headers. Dual exhaust. High flow three-way cat. Sure, why not? Okay. The one warning I have is that the engine is knocking. Let's see. That's a standard intake. Everything goes straight down there. Race intake, let's not bother with a filter. Because we're only going to use this engine once and then toss it out. Huh. Really? Hmm. Okay, knocking. Oh, that finished that. I made a V12. Okay. That's all of the A tutorials. What do we have over in the car? Much less. These are E, which means they're meant to come after the D's. Okay. How many B's are there? Right there. Let me just fix something here. Okay, there we go. Cam profile describes the shape of all of the cams which actuate the valves. Their shape determines to a large degree how efficient and powerful an engine is throughout the PRM. PRM? I'm thinking that's a typo. That it should be RPM range. Mild cam profiles allow the engine to run optimally at low RPM, while an aggressive cam runs well only at higher RPM, where a lot more power can be produced. Cam profile also affects the octane requirement, with aggressive cam profiles reducing octane requirements. Performance index is a helpful stat to optimize engines for actual performance, instead of producing pretty but meaningless power numbers. So you don't want me to have a 10,000 horsepower engine that doesn't work? Oh well. It is measured by averaging the engine's power output in kilowatts in the highest usable power band. Tune this engine for increased performance by increasing the cam profile, adjusting the RPM limiter, and tweaking the compression ratio. Engine performance index more than 100, no warnings. Engine performance index more than 65. Well, it's got to get to 100. Engine reliability higher than 42. I hope so. Now, what do we got? Engine performance index. Turn this up. Oop. Oh, we can't just crank it straight up. 98, and then it starts going back down. Okay. How about the compression? Ooh. Let's see, is there anywhere down in here that fixes it? No. We can get over 98. 98. 98.7. And then things go bad again. Okay, what else can we change? The RPM limit. 99. 100. But I've got warnings. Consider lowering the compression or ignition timing. Raise this a little higher. Go back to the compression. And there it is. Fuel efficiency. Engine efficiency or fuel efficiency is how efficient the engine is at running turning chemical energy into power and is not to be confused with the fuel consumption of a car. The latter is affected by the engine's efficiency but depends on a plethora of additional factors. Fuel efficiency is measured at cruising engine speeds between 1500 and 2500 RPM. To make an efficient engine for that range, yes, it's 1500 and 2500, not 1500 and 2500. To make an efficient engine for that range, a relatively mild cam profile is required. The fuel system design itself is a major contributing factor to how efficient the engine is in general. In this case, an older engine running on carburetors. They're putting two T's in carburetors. It makes it carburetors. Is updated to a modern injection fuel system. Emissions are suppressed mainly by using a modern catalytic converter, but are also affected by fuel mixture and compression. In general, a hotter burn will increase emissions relative to the amount of fuel burnt. Detune the engine to become as fuel efficient as possible. Do so by lowering cam profile, switching to a more modern fuel system, leaning out the fuel mixture, and potentially using special low friction pistons. Potentially using special low friction pistons, huh? Okay, let's go with the low friction pistons. Click. Now we need to improve the fuel economy and reduce the emissions. That's my emissions. Wow, that is awful. $76, $53. Okay. We'll go with that one. We've got knocking. Compression, or okay, let's lean out the fuel mixture maybe? That does improve the emissions. What else am I after? Fuel economy better than 15%. That's that one. Fuel efficiency. Okay, that drops off again near the bottom. 14.3 is... Yeah, 14.3 is where we want that. Okay. And switch to injection. That's not finished. Let's see. 19. Okay, that is really lean. Minimum engine performance. See how far can we push that? The high flow. Okay, that's gold. What do I need to get it up to the platinum? $126 and let's see. Right about 125. Okay, right in here. Right there. That's the only place for it. I need to get the score up to 1630. I need another 100 points. Hmm. None of that raises it. I've tried those. $33. That's the highest right there. $33. I'm not getting better than 33. 36. There we go. Oh. Lower the compression. 39. 42. Go back over here. 48. Drop it down to 45. That'll give me a little more room. 61. Gone over. Bring this up a little at a time. 82, 85. Too far. Drop that one down again. Oop. How much do I actually need here? 1630. So I need another 35 points. Over. Up. A little further down here. And a little further up here. Looks like I'm hitting the edge of the wall here. 1609. 1608. 6, 8, 6. 1602. 3, 1, 2. Okay, gotta go another way here. Get this back to 8. $14, $15, $20. $16.20. I need 10 more points. It says current is 1621. Not that. Okay. Here we go. This is gonna do it. 1633. Flow optimization. An engine can only produce as much power as its narrowest bottleneck allows for. On the flow bench, the various contributions to airflow restrictions are shown, and they primarily depend on the choice of fuel system, the exhaust header design, and the exhaust muffler piping. While not harmful, flow restrictions lower power output, as the engine has to use part of the power it generates to pull air into and or push exhaust gases out of the engine. Also, a strangled engine may be more prone to knocking than a free-flowing one. The exhaust is one of the exceptions to free flow being the best, as having an ever so slight constriction enhances mid and low RPM engine efficiency in naturally aspirated engines due to complex resonance and exhaust scavenging effects. I have noticed that in the game. Optimize engine flow by choosing a more suitable fuel system configuration, a better header design. Okay, what do we got? More suitable fuel system configuration, a better header design, and a larger exhaust diameter. Give the engine a tune with a balance of fuel economy and performance. Ooh-ah. First off, that is too restricted. Want somewhere around that. We need intakes. Where is that? Okay, here we go. Fuel system. Four-barrel carb. What do we look like? Oh, well, this has to go. And that fixes it straight away, but only barely. Okay. I need another 200, 300 points. 280, 275. Yeah, the tubular seems best. The exhaust diameter? No. 74. Right there. Okay, we're done with the exhaust page for now. Mm-hmm. What am I aiming for? 1630 again. Back down. 1404. 50, 60, 68, 74, 80. Okay, there's 1492. Continue. I've got the gold. I need another 140 points. I've leaned it out to nearly the maximum. Ah. There's a few points. There's a bunch. Got 100 to go. What if I switch to injection? Doesn't seem to be better than the carburetor. 4-barrel. Twin race. Okay. 1550. How high will this go? Too far. Or improve pistons and conrods. I can't do that. Where is that? Here. Okay, 1599. I need 31 points. There. We're about to hit it. Ooh. There you go. 1630. Bore and stroke. Quadratic. Oh no. Just a minute. That's better. Bore and stroke. Bore and stroke next to engine block configuration are the main defining characteristics for engine size. Increasing either bore or stroke increases engine capacity and, in most instances, how much performance an engine potentially can produce. A wider bore increases engine size significantly, increasing capacity quadratically, and allows for larger valves which help the engine breathe. A longer stroke will not increase engine size much, but increases capacity linearly. This is basically how long and how wide your cylinders and are. The ratio between bore and stroke to some extent determines what the engine is designed for. In general, an over-square engine, larger bore than stroke, it's a short fat, is better suited for high power, high RPM applications, while an undersquare, larger stroke than bore, that's tall and thin, engines are well suited for low RPM and low to mid power applications. Okay, fat engines are faster. High RPM and high power. Resize the engine such that it has 1.5 liter capacity or less. Try out both over-square and under-square solutions with different tunes. Observe the subtle but important differences to component stress, valve float weight, and overall power output. What are they going to ask for? I mean, we have the engine capacity no higher than 1500. And no warnings, of course. Performance index has got to be high This is 25 is low. Very. Engine weight lower than 190 kilograms. Reliability higher than 32. And fuel economy better than 10. They do need some editing. They're calling it fuel economy there and fuel efficiency here. And this is the target. 25, 190, 32. Gotta make the engine smaller. Got 1998. Oh, that's already got 3. I'm up to gold already. I just need 5 more points. Oh. Okay, what are we doing here? Valve float low. Reduce the RPM limit. Is that even possible? Yep. $24. 1630. That's it. Couple more. 3 more in the B's. And yeah, it's getting close to lunchtime here. Okay, part quality. Designing good engines is easy if infinite amounts of time and cash are available. Jimmy thinks he designed the ultimate supercar engine in the year 2020, but there's a little issue with it. It won't come out of engineering until the year 2134. Yeah, that is a little issue. 114 years of engineering. Choosing the best parts for everything is not a solution when realistic constraints on engineering time and money exist. Increasing quality as a way to improve the overall performance of parts becomes at higher costs, longer engineering times, and more labor effort required to machine the parts once they're in production. Your company is going to go under in 114 years. If that's how long it's going to take you to produce your next engine. Higher quality settings can give engines an edge over the competition, but must be used with care. Don't be like Jimmy. They haven't done that before. Redesign Jimmy's engine to be reasonable by lowering quality settings and making appropriate compromises in the choice of parts. Okay, max capacity is 5,000 cc and no warnings. And we've got these stats, which it should show up here. Right there. Okay, first off, you're gonna use magnesium, dude. Use cast iron. this knocks a few months off. It knocks what, 5.5 months off to go to cut the engine in half. The V90 degrees is also faster. The boxer engine is much faster. And the inline is faster. Well, let's go with the Boxer 6. Flat engine. Now it's only half the size. So let's crank that up. Too much. $49.99. Okay. Valve float. Extreme compression. Extreme quality. Quality 0, please. Yeah, quality 0, please. Zero those out to start. You didn't touch those. Okay, now what else can I do? Titanium con rods. Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. Oh, got a lot of work to do to get the performance up. Yeah, right there. Performance is back up. Lower the cam profile. Let's see. If I not bring the compression down, that should fix. Hmm. We want to reduce the RPM. Can we do that? Oh yeah, 10,000 RPM. Let's drop that down to 66. No, 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 no. I'm not gonna end it with just the bronze. Gotta get that up higher. Okay, right there, 47. Drop this down. Drop that down. Performance index is low. compression, ignition timing. Got to get the performance back up. Continue. $13.40. Seems we're topping out there. 41. Compression. 48. Really? That's a large exhaust. We don't need that. Yeah. Okay, we needed the dual exhaust. Let's go with tubular. No? Long tubular? Long tubular. That'll do. And I'm on my way to gold. 35. Airflow restriction caused by the header. Two barrel, 4 barrel. Okay, where can I get some more? Okay, more fuel is improving it. And it stopped there. Ignition timing going up. It might be that my engine is too small now. Just changing the kind of engine entirely and then turning it into that huge beast that I did. A 6-cylinder block, a 6-cylinder giant boxer like this. Let's see. Since I've gotten rid of most of the engineering time, we'll go back to the V12. And it's huge again. $49.94. $49.94. 98. Gotta hit 5,000 even. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. We'll go with 97. 98. Oh, I'm at the limit in the difference of the sizes. Okay. $98. Reduce compression or ignition timing. Okay, now I get a better score when I reduce the compression. I had to improve the exhaust. Let's get that. Ugh, I lost a bunch. Okay, here's 1280. Hmm. Oh, I got the RPM limit down now. $13. 1363. 1362. 14. 27. 1432. 33. 1433. What do we got on here now? Why are they red instead of or black instead of red now? Okay. I've still got silver. I haven't gotten gold. Long tubular. That exhaust is huge. 45, 49. 49. It is huge though. Dual exhaust. And then restrict it. 24, 30, 38, 40. Right there. 42. If I say no valves, I can hit 43. Okay. The conrods can take 9100, whereas the pistons can only take 8700. $47. What happened? Wait, what? More stress with the stronger pistons? There. 1442, 39. I think I can crank up the RPM now. However, that doesn't seem to be improving the score. $42. $40. Here it comes. One more, come on. 1461. 62. It went up to 4 and then back down to 3. Back up to 4. 5. 1466. 67. Okay, the ignition timing is now maxed. $80, I'm gonna hit 90. That's gold. Now to get it up another 140. What happened? We went off the edge. Running too rich. Stop this at 92. Can I dial this timing back? Can I turn up the RPM limit? No. Okay. 1492. 97. 1497. Hmm. Okay, heavy duty forged conrods gets me 1497. And the billet steel crank doesn't affect it. It does add to the engineering time a little bit. We can turn up the compression. Too far. Cam profile. $100 to go. I think we're maxing out here. 74. There's a couple 76s in there. We'll take that as a 77. Oh, too much. I can hit 79. I hit 80. Too much compression. It's still 79. Okay. Pump more fuel into it? No. $15.91. What if I go up here and then I bump the quality? But it still doesn't fix the RPM issue. Okay. I'm at 1585. $15.85. Yeah, it's 79. $15.85. Nope, I can't get it back with the carb. Okay. It's pretty close. I've got 55 points to go. $92. $92 is where that one leaves it. Yep, 92. Wow. I've got everything turned up on this. Oop. Lowering the quality is improving the score. 97. Nope, too much. 98. Billet steel can take a bit more. Okay. Ah. Aluminum. 1636. Well, that one took a long time. I did a lot to the engine. If I had not completely changed the engine, it might have gone faster. Turbo basics. Forced induction, like turbocharging, is a great way to effectively increase the capacity of an engine by forcing more air into the combustion chamber than a naturally aspirated engine would be capable of. The act of compressing air makes it hotter, leading to a higher chance of knocking. Thus, when creating a turbo setup, it is advisable to first lower the compression and to use an intercooler. To make an efficient turbo for a task, the compressor and turbine sizes need to be set appropriately. The turbine needs to be large enough to avoid strangling the engine at too much at high RPM, yet not so large that it takes ages to spool up. The compressor needs to be sized appropriately relative to the turbine, producing enough pressure but also allowing for enough airflow. The AR ratio. You should remind us of what these things mean. Also determines how early a turbo spools versus how much flow it supports for its size. Carburetors do not work well under high boost pressure. Fuel injection systems allow turbos to go well beyond 0.7 bar or 10 psi without reliability penalties. Task. Set up a reasonable turbocharger to boost an eco engine, giving it more performance while retaining its efficiency. For an engine of this size, a small turbo will be more than enough. Make use of the torque and boost graph to fine-tune the turbo setup. Okay, a reasonable turbocharger to boost an eco engine, giving it more performance while retaining its efficiency. Small turbo, blah blah blah. Yeah. Okay. Turbocharger. Torque and boost. Huge intercooler. No, that's not good. Just adjusting the intercooler size got me gold. Okay. However, it's not currently showing that gold. The performance index more than 65. 1580. So I need 50 points. $15.80. Okay. Any adjustments here? Any adjustments here are causing knocking. So if I cause some knocking, this is set by that. If I make that bigger, no. Okay, let's go to other things. I can retard the timing. Lean out the fuel mixture. What does this look like right now? They don't give you a radiator here. It's not a radiator. Well, it is, but they don't give you that unless you've got a turbo. That reduced. Okay, lowering this raises my number. Too far. Just a touch of knocking. Do that. Go back. Okay. $86. Bring that down. Bring this down. Gotta bring the two of them down together. Can I use a smaller intercooler? Let's see. 85, 88, 90, 92. 94, 96, 96, 93, 96. Let's get that boost really early. Let's see. It's not going up above 96. Where is 96? Come on, give it back to me. There you go. '84. It's got that zone there, and then that zone there. '96. There was nothing higher. Can I get my engine performance up there? With a smaller that lowers it. Go the other way. 53. Right there. 54. Okay, 54.0 is what we have here. Four, 6, 5. I've got to have that up over 65. Uh, 58, 58.5. And 60.3, 60 point, there we go, 8. See 1. Ooh. 61.23. 61.3. I'm not sure that turbo is actually doing anything. 65.1. Now, what are you complaining about? The 0% knocking. I'm 100 points down still. When I have these maxed, it's lower even. Okay. 15. There's 43. 44. 44. 44. 1543. That's 44 again. 42. Okay, looks like I'm falling. Push it back up a bit. 44 is what I was looking for. 44 right there. Now, I've still got a long way to go. 44. Okay, that's 44, and it doesn't get any better. Um, hmm. Intercooler is causing knocking. 46. 50. 48. 49. 48. 49. Back to 50. 50. Gotta keep. I wish I could just put both of these on one screen so I could do them at the same time. 52, that's an improvement. 54. 55. Okay, let's go to where I said 55. I really should be looking at the other things. To get this right. Instead of tweaking things to try to maximize the score, looking at all of these would help. Leaning out the fuel mixture is helping. There's the knocking back. 70. 73. 26. 80. 81. Back to 80. 81 again. 81. 79. I may have hit the top of that. 81 again. 82. 80. Okay, so 82. Let's hold that. See if we can get up higher. 84. Okay, now my performance index is too low. That is 84. 95. 1601 right there. Intakes. And turbine. They said lower compression and then 1619. $16.15. Lower the compression. $13. Okay, I had 1619. There's my knocking again. I really should have held it at 1619. I'm never gonna find it again. Reset to 1584 now. What do I do? What did I do? 1578. Reduce knocking, compression down. Here's 78. $70. Lower the boost pressure. I've lost everything. I had it up to over 1600. And I've lost the held engine. I just lost it here. I'm gonna have to reset this and start over again. Because it's just gotten away from me. $56. $54. Yeah, we're going the wrong way. $66. $69. There's 70. $73. Can't get back to 73. There's 73. Hold that. I was very close, and now I'm very far. $75. This is not making it better. This is going downhill. That is 71. $76. 79. 85. Here we go. 93. 97. 1602. 1607. 1608. 1611. 1611. 10. 11. 5. 4. 6. 11. Hold that. Clear held engine, hold engine. Put that back. Okay. I need 19 points. $16.53. All I had to do was open the exhaust back up. Okay. I'm not sure that that turbo is doing anything. Let's take a look at these. Yeah, I don't think it's kicking in at all. I think this is a fake turbo. There should be a point where it suddenly, like, jumps up. Where the turbo kicks in. uh, okay. Let's end that scenario. I'm gonna pass on doing B7 for now. Pick that up at a later time. Leave it here because I should have stopped an hour ago. So, see you next time.